Ghana and Ivory Coast make strong case for increasing the prices of cocoa more, as the two countries say they will no longer accept prices that worsen living conditions of farmers.
Were to get a just share of the market price. But before then, we had country premium, that's the origins. And origin has nothing to do with the living income differential.
All of this and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Please stay with us. Hello and welcome. The Ghana Cocoa Board and its Ivorian counterpart have made a strong case to major stakeholders in the cocoa value chain who buy cocoa beans from the two countries to increase the price of the commodity to benefit farmers. Now, according to Cocoa Board, even though Ghana and Ivory Coast produce premium cocoa beans in the world, the high quality of the beans is not computed in price build-up. Now, speaking at a meeting in Accra with cocoa beans buyers from Europe, the chief executive of Ghana Cocoa Board, Joseph Babin Edu, warned that two countries will no longer accept prices that worsen the living conditions of cocoa farmers.
Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire to get a just share of the market price. But before then, we had country premium, that's the origins. And origin has nothing to do with the living income differential. Origin country premiums actually are for the quality of the cocoa we produce. Just as industry is prepared to pay for fine flavor, we believe that we have a peculiar quality in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, for which over the years industry had paid premium for that. Now the premium is being discounted, and it's very disheartening to see premiums discounted.
HR professionals have been charged to ensure economic well-being of workers as cost of inflation increases standards of living. It comes as 61 HR professionals get conferred by the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management. There's more in the following report.
As the cost of living impacts the quality of lives of workers, President of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana, Dr. Edward Kwapon, is entreating HR professionals to be dynamic and innovative with workplace policies that ensure the economic well-being of workers. He's been speaking at the conferral ceremony for the Chartered membership of 61 HR professionals in Accra.
Looking at the inflationary rate and trends in the economy and the cost of living. And so we can do some of these things, but you need something to boost your morale and to push you forward. And it's all money, money, money.
CEO of the Institute, Ebenezer Agbeto, charged all 61 graduates to endeavor to abide by the standards and conventions of the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management.
You will have to practice when we have given you the license. So if you don't renew your license, then in essence you'll be practicing illegally out there. So that is how serious this is.
Meanwhile, Ghana is documented to be lagging behind when it comes to flexible and hybrid work schedules. That's according to international HR expert Dorothy Asari, who complimented calls for HR professionals to foster the health and wealth of workers.
There is also no doubt in my mind that The flexibility of working from home, coupled with reduced transportation costs, impacted positively on employees and enabled them to work effectively and efficiently, thereby increasing productivity. As far as health and safety is concerned, the risk of contracting the virus in the office space or on public transportation is greatly reduced in hybrid work.
The conferral ceremony saw 61 HR professionals graduate with a charter in human resource management. It was themed the role of HR in consolidating the gains inherent in hybrid working, the case of Ghana.
Now, farmers in cassava-growing communities of the Asante Akim Central Municipality of the Ashanti region say they are forced to sell their produce at cheaper rates or face a glut as a cassava processing initiative started 3 years ago hangs in the balance. The municipality is noted as a cassava-growing hub in the Ashanti region, but farmers lack a ready market for their produce as they wait for the completion of the facility meant to chart a path to adding value to the staple foodstuffs. There's more in the following report.
Kwame Buisa traveled from Sandema in the northern region to Driase Praso in the Ashanti region to farm. He owns a 5, 6 and 10 acre cassava farm. Despite the large volumes of cassava he produces, he's unable to get buyers. He tells Joy News how volumes of his produce are rotting away on his farms.
We farm on vast land.
Despite the consistent investment in his farms, he speaks of little financial returns.
We have no use for harvested cassava.
I'm at one of the farms at Driase Praso in the Asante Akim Central District of the Ashanti region. Farmers say they have not had a fair share of the national cake. Most of their farm produce are rotting, and the few that they are able to bring on the market too, they are not in the best position to negotiate the prices with traders from Konongo. They say they rather feel cheated.
Konongo is the market center for Driase Praso and surrounding communities. But farmers and traders alike say they do not have the upper hand in bargaining power. Teni Wilisa is a farmer and a trader.
Our harvested cassava is sold cheaply to Konongo traders.
900, 800.
To prevent his cassava from going waste, Kwame Blisa sells his fresh cassava to Konkonte sellers in the town.
We dry the cassava and some Konkonte sellers purchase it.
But perhaps the solution to Kwame's problem is this building, which residents describe as an abandoned cassava processing factory at Konongo. They query why it should be sited at Konongo, a non-farming community.
It may be because Konongo is the capital town. Konongo has never been a farming community.
However, the Asante Akim Central Municipal Chief Executive Yao Kwache says the structure built in 2020 under the One District, One Factory initiative was to serve as a training center for cassava processing. But the local investor is yet to complete the project.
This municipal assembly, in partnership with an investor, decided to have this demonstration cassava processing factory to train some of our youth, so that in future, if we are to get a bigger factory, yes, this youth that has been trained will in turn train the other people, the masses, so that we get a lot of people involved in the said factory we are thinking of having in future.
He says the cassava processing plant component of the project will be sited at Duase Praso.
This assembly has had a meeting with Duase Praso Traditional Authority, and they've also promised us, given us a land should we want to establish a bigger one, like I've explained to you. So this one is just a demonstration factory to train other people. In future, if you are to put up this cassava factory, it will definitely go to Duase Praso.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Now, it's going to be a long weekend because Muslims across the country will be marking Eid al-Adha. Now, it's the second and biggest of the two main holidays celebrated in Islam, and there will be a lot of meat going round. But times have changed and meat has become more expensive. Well, Joy Business Shopping List visited Aveno Junction here in Accra to gauge the prices of goats and sheep ahead of the celebration.
These are those we are selling them 6,000. These are the animals that.
How much were you selling it before?
Last year we were selling some of this 3,500, 4,000. But this year the safer is too high. We are buying them with safer. We are not buying them with CDs.
Your name first of all?
Rashid Boktoya.
Okay, so Rashid, help us with the prices of the animals.
Yes. Oh, right. This new prices or
new and old prices.
Well, you need 25 million, 2,500.
How much are you selling?
Oh, last year it was like 2,001, 1,002, but this time it's 2,500. The prices, people are not buying because of the prices. It's so high, too high. Very, very expensive. I don't know what is going on.
The price has doubled.
It has doubled. It has doubled. We have sheep here, we sell it 6,000, 7,000, 10,000. Like this one. Last year it was like 2,400, but now it is 6,000.
Are you not exaggerating the price?
Tell you the real fact of this prices here. You can ask anybody. The real fact. This government, I don't know what they are doing.
But if I have 1,000, can I get an animal?
Maybe a chicken. Maybe a chicken.
So I can't get.
You won't get it. You will regret for buying that animal. It's like a puppy. Oh, those goats last year 4 million, 5 million, but this time it's 1,500, 1,300, 1,700. You can't get a goat here less than 1,000.
But are people buying though?
Since in the morning, they didn't buy anything here yet. They're only coming and asking prices and going back. That's the real fact.
Don't you think that from tomorrow, people will start coming around to buy?
This is the time that the people will buy sheep, not the last minute show. The last minute, they just come, then just squeeze themselves and buy. It's too expensive. This year is worse. I won't just lie to you, it's very worse. Dangerous.
Bari can sala.
Oh, sala kere.
Then how are
Me do aponche. Aponche na me do.
Nancy, moto to I am say and I say depending on aponche no.
Yeah, depending on the size.
Inside I want
30 Ghana.
Last year na moto to
last year no the same thing because I feel we know gas no akosoro. And you see also scan you until which I do be on 20 ya. Until you manage no kakra sa.
Ejuma need to say ko.
Ejuma de shadan ko yesa but we are kakra.
So Evans has come here to buy some of these animals. He will tell us what he's going to use it for, if it's for the celebration or it's for personal use. So tell me, how many animals have you bought so far?
I've bought 6 animals so far. That is 3 females and then 3 males.
And how much you get it?
In all, I got it around 5,000. Looking at the sizes, although they are not all that big, but we will manage it.
But how often do you buy these animals though?
Once a week. Yeah, I come here once a week, every week.
Okay. So has the price changed since you came here from last?
Sure, the prices has changed. You're looking at the sizes of the animals and the price that they are mentioning today, you can see that there's a vast difference as compared to last weekend and today.
But you got 6 animals for 5,000. Isn't it a bit cheaper?
They are not big. They are not big. I wish you could have been here at the time they were killing the animal. They are not all that big. Yeah.
So there you have it. If you have plans of buying any of these animals for the Edo other festivities or for personal use, you need between 1,000 and 6,500 to get one. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, we say Barika Sanla to you. Effective trade facilitation among African countries will address inefficiencies and help countries improve transit times and reduce costs. This, according to the Executive Director for the Minnesota African Trades United, Basil Adjoa. Now speaking to Joy Business after visiting the trade delegation from the state of Minnesota, met with the American Chamber of Commerce, he urged government to engage all sectors of the economy to promote trade activities internally and externally.
The visitation was to deepen the relationship between Minnesota Africans Trade United and the American Chamber of Commerce Ghana. Both parties deliberated on specific sets of measures that will streamline and simplify trade activities. Executive Director Basil Adjo said this outfit will support Ghana and other African countries in promoting trade.
I think the Secretary of Trade between the United States of America and our country, central country of Ghana, where trade has been a very, very essential and important component to build the economic prosperity for the Ghanaians who are back there in Minnesota. And we think that bringing a delegation is actually coming here to build joint ventures and partnerships and making sure that deals are being made, our products are being sold, and actually helping to position Minnesota and build that relationship between Minnesota and building a relationship between Ghana, and also helping to empower the Ghanaians community that are back there in Minnesota who are willing to invest back in their home countries, who have started schools, who have started home health cares, who have started small businesses, medium-sized businesses, to use that opportunity that will create jobs and increase household incomes, not only for Minnesota, but also for people actually living here in the continent of Ghana.
President for the Association of Minnesota Books of Africa, Isaac Owens, called for more investment in the educational sector.
Our main plan right now is to get books into every African kid. Okay, so we've developed a new system whereby we can get books into every African kid. We are trying to start a new program called Kofi Anansi and the story that we can tell, because Africans will say, hey, I'm teaching my kid. You say apple, A for apple, S for strawberry. And the kids haven't seen strawberry. So we are bringing the education to a level that we can publish these books and make sure that the kids are able to get it. And
such partnerships, according to the Executive Secretary for the American Chamber of Commerce Ghana, Simon Maggi, is needed to create jobs to support the economy.
Well, this is important because part of our mandate is promoting trade and investment between Ghana and the United States. And so any activity that we can embark upon to present Ghana as a favorable destination for U.S. investment is much welcome. And this falls in line with that objective. So they are actually here to look for potential partners who are Ghanaian businesses to work with to expand trade and investment between Ghana and the state of Minnesota. Well, they are bringing investment. So investment creates employment. It's opportunity for Ghanaians to learn skills, transfer technology. People become employed, they pay taxes, and that helps the state. For a chamber, it's important for us because our core mandate is to ensure that there's a lot more U.S. investment in Ghana. So it falls into our line of business.
Now let's take a look at the stock market this week. The stock market closed the week deepening the year-to-date loss to close at 8.99%. Trade volumes fell for the second week by 68%. Now, head of trading at the Republic Securities, Patrick Edemagama, has more.
For this week, the stock market recorded activities in 23 equities, with total volumes traded dropping by 68% to 1.8 million shares. This represents 72% dip in values traded to 1.82 million Ghana cedis. The composite index lost some points this week to close at negative 8.99% on the back of two equities. The financial stock also lost to close at 0.52%. SIC was the sole gainer this week, gaining a peso to close at 32 pesos per share, whilst ETI and Societe lost a peso each to close at 16 pesos per share and 1.17 Ghana cedis respectively. For next week, we should expect activities to increase in MTN and Cowbank, whilst investors of Bob and Total should expect dividend payments.
So the stock markets closed the week, deepening the year-to-date loss to close at negative 8.99%. That was Patrick Edem Agama from Republic Securities. And that's how we end Prime Business. We leave you with stories making headlines on the international front. My name is Beverly Broohm. Have a good evening.